Take my word for it. I live there. Come to Florida. Get pre-approved right now with my guy Michael Kotze. Call him at 561-441-2730. He's got Choice Mortgage and a great real estate team. Get pre-approved right now. Michael Kotze, 561-441-2730. Buy in Florida right now. Don't wait. Save money on state taxes. Make your move today with Choice Mortgage. Trust me, Florida is waiting. This guy's so good, he did my commercials in Florida too. Mike Kotze, 561-441-2730. A ride.
The James Golden Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
A year ago, it was unheard of for a sitting American president to file a lawsuit against a news outlet. This never happened before until President Trump returned to office for a second term. But now, this year, he has sued the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, and as of this morning, the BBC. So he is charting a new course, trying to take his war against the news media to court. And it's going to be very difficult for him to do so, but he's trying anyway. Even if these lawsuits are just PR stunts, he is getting the headlines he wants.
Yeah, they're not just stunts. Welcome, my friends, to the Tuesday edition of Boss Snerdley's Rush Hour. Fastest hour in American media. President suing announced the lawsuit. We knew this was coming. I think it's $10 billion. I mean... Yeah, it would bankrupt the BBC. But, and it's going to be difficult. But Brian Stelter has a point. And the point was, no American president has ever, look, the mainstream press in America and worldwide, but mostly in America, has been, can we use a not nice word, screwing over Republicans. I really want to say another word. It's the synonym, but it's an unforgivable word, according to the FCC. They have been screwing over Republican presidents since there were Republican presidents. Maybe not Abraham. Well, they did Abraham Lincoln too, but it wasn't. Yes, the mainstream press, all of it, the apparatus of the mainstream press. You go back and you tell me one Republican president in modern history that has gotten favorable coverage from the mainstream press. They use the same tactics, every single one. I don't care whether it was the only one they kind of laid off a little bit was Eisenhower, but even then, those were gentler times. But you go back, look what they did with Nixon. Look what they did with Bush, 41. Look what they did with Bush, 43. Look what they have done with Donald Trump, which has just been unconscionable. Look what they did with Jerry Ford after Nixon. And look what they've done to the vice president. Look what they do to the nominees. It is the same story over and over and over again. Look what they do to Republican speakers of the House. Look what they do to Republican Senate leaders. You name me one Republican in power that has gotten favorable the only Republicans they like are the Republicans that stand up and argue that their own party sucks. Like John McCain. Until he ran for president, and then they went on the warpath against him too. He thought he was going to be buddy-buddy with, because he trashed Republicans on a regular basis. And what did they do to McCain once McCain even came out during the Obama? I will never forget this. Some guy on his staff introduced Barack Obama as using his name. And Obama used to talk about it. Obama would come out and say, Barack Hussein Obama. Well, that's a funny name, but people are going to blah, 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 blah. So some guy on McCain's campaign trail called him Barack Hussein Obama. And McCain had a cow. And he thought that would ingratiate, I guess, the liberal press to his side. They hated his guts when he started running for president. Everything they could to destroy him. So, what separates Trump? Trump is the first Republican, let alone president, but the first Republican president in history to stand up to the press with a middle finger and say, you too. And by the way, here's how you totally butchered the news to try to hurt me, and I'm suing you for it. And as a result, some members of the mainstream press are helping to pay for his presidential library with the results of the lawsuits. As Joe Biden's story this week, Joe Biden can't even raise enough money to put together a decent presidential library. His donors have gone cold. They don't even want a Joe Biden library. So, I mean, there you go. Day 2. Yesterday, I was so upset. I'm still upset as more and more details of the story come out. Oh, boy, he is taking heat from all quarters on the stuff that he said about Rob Reiner. And you know what's happened too? He doubled down. He was talking to reporters, talking about Rob Reiner, and just said he was bad for the country. I mean, they're on 5-alarm fire over this. Right now, if you look on social media, you would think that, and I like the response, by the way, that some people are taking. There are people that are being really caustic, saying, Rob Reiner never said anything mean about anybody. And then people are posting up, literally, they're compiling pages of his social media post and using that as a response. But none of that negates the fact that what happened was so horrible that it still defies belief. We have learned since yesterday that Rob Reiner and his wife were found in their bed. They may have been sleeping when it is so grisly. I still can't wrap my arms around it. Their son has hired a famous defense attorney, Alan Jackson, to represent him. He says the attorney that the younger Reiner has not been medically cleared to show up in court. And, Mr. Bond has weighed in. Mr. Bond. Eisenhower was the last Republican that the New York Times endorsed. One-sidedly biased, the New York Times, since there have been 48 states. Eisenhower, the last Republican. And who was going to stand up and say that the hero that saved America in World War II, our hero, one of our many heroes, we had so many. But one cannot argue that Dwight D. Eisenhower's role was so pivotal in not only all the logistics, running the logistics of the multinational allied forces as the supreme allied commander, but the way that he managed that D-Day invasion. So New York Times, even though they hated Republicans probably then too, were not going to go up against General Eisenhower. That's the last one. Anyway, the Obamas said Michelle was on that ABC late night thing, and said she and her husband had planned to see Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle on the day that they were found dead. And Michelle Obama said they were not deranged or crazed. I guess she was responding to President Trump's, said he was a deranged person. What they've always been a passionate people when there's not a lot of courage going on. Well, again, yesterday I read some of the things that he said in the past, and I don't want to revisit that today. So, a lot to do today. I very rarely play lengthy sound bites, but there is one today that I am going to play from a guy that I go back and forth with. That is Representative Mike Lawler from New York. Mike Lawler has his undies in a wad because the House of Representatives is not going to take up the issue of the Obamacare subsidies. Mike Johnson said it's not even coming to a vote. Not going to do it. Not putting it up for a vote. And boy, oh boy, They are just livid. Let's see. There's somebody just sent me another one of those. I was talking about all of those tweets that Mr. Reiner, the late Mr. Reiner, said. And at one point, Rob Reiner said until Trump goes to prison, he would no longer be posting on Twitter. He's had it with the insults and put downs. F all of you MAGA a-holes. Now look, stop sending me those things because I'm trying to be in a good space. It is a horrible space, actually, but I'm trying to at least handle it with some degree of decorum. This thing has really upset me. All of this. This past weekend, I really did feel depressed after looking at the news with what happened at Brown University. Still, that guy's still on the loose, whoever did that. What happened in Australia. Today we learned an MIT professor got shot, dead somewhere up in Boston. No rhyme or reason for that. What happened at Bondi Beach was just still incredibly difficult to wrap your arms around. And to me, I just keep going over in my brain, what kind of human being takes the life of his loving parents and does it in such a horrific fashion? My brain will not say, I can't stop thinking about that. What has to be going on in your brain, in your head, in your soul to be able to do something like that? And when they're sleeping? I mean, it's just horrific. It is just terrible.
The James Golden Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. James Golden Show. Entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
All right, so we discussed Mike Lawler. He is really upset. This is Mike Lawler from the House floor. And, yeah.
For 43 days, the Democrats shut down the government. And they said it was over the issue of the ACA premium tax credits. I went and confronted Leader Jeffries, and I asked him to sign on to a one-year extension. He refused. When the government finally opened, I and a number of my Republican and Democratic colleagues sat down in good faith to negotiate an extension of the ACA premium tax credits with reforms, because we recognize that this system as designed is not working. That Obamacare is not actually reducing health care costs in America. And in fact, since it took effect, health care premiums have risen by 96%.
Yep.
But we understood that to allow the premium tax credits to expire would hurt the American people. And so we sat down and negotiated. And we came up with several plans. And compromises along the way. To ensure not only that there was an extension, but that we did eliminate fraud, that we did hold the insurance companies accountable, that we did actually start to reduce cost. We have put those bills forward on the floor in two separate discharge petitions. 11 Republicans have signed on to those discharge petitions. Now, why is that necessary? Because House Republican leadership will not allow a vote. It is idiotic and shameful. And so we have been forced to sign on to two discharge petitions, and yet my Democratic colleagues will not join us, but for those that were at the negotiation table. The Democratic leader will not release his members to sign those two discharge petitions. Why? Because he doesn't actually want to solve the problem. He wants the issue. He wants the issue, which is precisely why Senator Schumer put a 3-year clean extension on the Senate floor that was doomed to fail because it doesn't have bipartisan compromise. This place is disgraceful. Everybody wants the upper hand. Everybody wants the political advantage. They don't actually want to do the damn work.
Ooh.
This problem could be solved today. If everybody who says they care about extending this signs the discharge. It could be solved today. And we could say to leadership on both sides, a pox on both your houses. Both of you are failing this country. Both of you are failing this institution. And move the bill forward. So the challenge I have for every one of my colleagues is put the party crap aside and sign the damn discharge today. If you want this vote to move, if you want to extend these subsidies, if you want to make sure that the American people's health care premiums don't skyrocket, then go sign the discharge now. Because we all understand one thing. You need 218 here and you need 60 in the Senate. We saw the 3-year extension with no reforms fail last week. So to just say that we're going to hold out and wait to see if 4 Republicans sign the 3-year extension that you know is destined to fail in the Senate is a failure of leadership and responsibility. So Leader Jeffries, come down to this floor, sign the discharge, and show real leadership.
Yeah, well, guess what? Not gonna happen. Not now. Not ever. Now, I'm not saying that Mike Lawler didn't make some good points here. Because, in my mind, he made a few very good points.
The James Golden Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The James Golden Show. Entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
You can join Red Apple Audio Network's AARP, New York City, the Police Athletic League, Gristedes, and D'Agostino supermarkets, as well as nationwide imaging services to help deliver holiday meals to more than 5,000 families across the New York City area. RedAppleAudioNetworks.com/turkey is how you help. This holiday season, help the Red Apple Audio Networks feed families in need. Your donation helps put a meal on the table for those families in need. That's RedAppleAudioNetworks.com/turkey. Philip, you are playing. Do you know what this is you're playing?
Yeah, Bo, I know what this is that I'm playing.
It's a song that has gotten quite a lot of, stirred a lot of anger among the Me Too generation.
It's stirring some anger in the studio right now. I'm not happy I'm playing it, but, here we are.
So back in 2018, the height of Me Too, every man was accused of doing everything he's ever done, being dragged out. And some of it wasn't nice. And some people lost their jobs. But anyway, the Me Too ladies decided that this song was horrible because in the lyrics at one point the woman asked, "Hey, what's in this drink?" He's trying to get her to stay. She wants to go. But she's singing along with him. Do you like this song, Philip?
I am not a big fan of this song. I think it's pretty bad.
Why?
You know what it is? It sounds like I don't want to listen to a couple argue. And I don't want to listen to it in theatrical form either. I don't want a symphony behind an argument, you know? So that's what I feel like I'm listening to with this song.
Are they arguing, or is this just the art of persuasion?
He's really trying to persuade. Really trying to persuade. Sounds like an argument. They're cutting each other off, not letting each other finish. It's not for me, man. And I also don't like Christmas music.
Philip.
There's plenty of people out there.
Philip. You don't. So you don't play Mariah Carey when you go home at night and Nat King Cole's, chestnuts roasting on your...
No, it's not on my Spotify, not on my Apple Music. Never hit in rotation
for me. Yes, ladies. Are you single still, or did you tie the knot to? I'm just axing it. You don't have to answer if I'm invading your privacy. You don't want lawsuits.
I don't think anyone's going to sue me. No, I'm single. Yeah.
Wonder why.
Mystery to all of us.
Phil, I got to tell you the truth. I ain't the biggest fan of Christmas music either. But I mean, I like some of it. I like some of it.
What's your favorite one? What's your favorite Christmas song?
I have two. Nat King Cole's "The Christmas Song" is one of my favorite songs. Donny Hathaway, and we have it here. "This Christmas." I like "This Christmas" by Donny Hathaway. And Mannheim Steamroller, "Silent Night," is one of my favorites too. Mannheim Steamroller, "Silent Night" brings me to tears. It's just such a beautiful rendition of it. This was one of my favorites since I was a kid. This is like Donny Hathaway's big Christmas thing, and yeah. It's got, that kind of like happy thing going on.
I'm not happy.
Be happy, man. Don't be, I mean...
Christmas is cool, but the music, I think, is a bit corny,
It's corny.
It's a bit corny.
Why don't you make, AI, you can make your own Christmas music.
Or maybe I'll make my own Christmas album.
I would buy one just to hear what you come up with.
I'm sure you
Tell you the truth.
Oh, yeah. I could get creative. I could think of some fun stuff.
Yeah. And thank you very much. That little taste of Christmas here as we approach the holiday season. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever wondered how Jeffrey Epstein made all his money? I've been asking that question for, 10, 15 years. The guy was a teacher in New York City. And it's like then he becomes a billionaire. And not only a billionaire, a very well-connected political billionaire. Well, today in the New York Times, how about Don Henley, bells will be ringing? Who sent me that? Was that Lady Benedict? How about Don Henley, bells will be ringing? How about it? What? How about it, Lady Benedict? You know what also I like too, and this is standard. I don't know which version of it is, but Handel's Messiah. Every time you think Philip might like Don Henley, bells will be ringing. Okay, we'll see. Anyway, Princess Diana, if you happen to go through this 18-page article, that's what it prints out to. The untold story of how Jeffrey Epstein got rich today in the New York Times, I believe. It's amazing to me. What is more amazing is that this guy was at the epicenter of Democrat money for years. We never saw this story. When all the stuff came out about Epstein Pedophile Island, we never saw this story. When it looks like, by the way, James Comer is after Bill and Hillary Clinton to testify, and there is a battle going on about that. Why is it that now, only now, we're getting the inside story of Jeffrey? And here's the subheadline, just so you know where this is going. The untold story of how Jeffrey Epstein got rich. Scams, schemes, ruthless cons. The untold story how Jeffrey Epstein got rich. Why was it untold until now? I haven't read the whole thing because it takes too much time. I had to read other things. Like there is, and Princess Diana, this one too. Maybe we can talk about this one on the weekend, Princess Diana. The underrated factors limiting the power of a blue wave next year in Politico. Politico's trying to warn everybody off on thinking that there could be a huge blue wave. Okay. Another story of interest today from Fox News. FBI doubted probable cause for Mar-a-Lago raid, but pushed forward amid pressure from Biden DOJ. That Mar-a-Lago raid that everybody at the time said, we don't get this. We don't get this. How is this happening? Well, the FBI itself did not believe they had probable cause to raid Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago home in 2022, but they were pressured from Biden's Justice Department. An official there, I don't give a damn about the optics. This basically was what we all knew. This was a get Trump mission. Especially since the president had the unilateral power to decide what documents are classified and not classified. That's just part of the law. Democrats still raising hell over drug dealers, drug cartels. No, there is not a criminal element that is too horrific for Democrats to say, yeah, we won't support that if they think they can get some leverage on Trump, including these narco drug dealers. So we're not going to listen to the whole thing because I can't take 2.5 minutes of Chuck U. Schumer. But cut 14 Chuck U. Schumer today at a presser in the Capitol.
Okay, good morning. Look.
Okay, good morning.
I reiterated
I want to learn how to cook a burger
of Secretary Hegseth in front of all 100 senators that he allow every senator to see the unedited version, the unedited video of what happened on September 2nd. He refused. The administration came to this briefing empty-handed. That's the major question that we face. And if they can't be transparent on this, how can you trust their transparency on all the other issues swirling about in the Caribbean?
How can we trust your transparency? That's enough. I can't take this whining man anymore. It's a bunch of bullshit. Anyway, Senator Mark Wayne Mullins. Don't you love people that have two first names as their first name? Mark Wayne. Senator Mark Wayne Mullins. That would be cut 7. Also, a presser on the Capitol floor, on the floor of the Capitol building today. Had a whole bunch of reporters surrounding him after, I think, this Schumer, it doesn't matter, after or before, and he actually let it rip.
Let's talk about the whole picture here as a whole. Guys, I'm losing patience on the whole thing because I think it's ridiculous that we're having this conversation, because underneath Obama, he had 500 strikes, 3,700 different individuals were killed. There wasn't a big show about this. What you guys are all upset about is the hemisphere that it's working in. The hemisphere is these are drug terrorist organizations. The same people that Obama went after, some people we've been over for the last 24 years, were terrorist organizations that were wanting to kill Americans. There has been more Americans killed because of these terrorist cartels drugging our streets, drugging every one of your all's streets, every one of your all's towns, every one of the audience's towns. They killed more people in 2024 on our streets than we lost in the entire Vietnam War for U.S. personnel. These are terrorist organizations that are poisoning our streets. The president has the authority to do so. The argument is this too close to our shores? Does anybody doubt that these are terrorist organizations? Does anybody have a question about these being terrorist organizations? So what's the difference between Obama attacking these individuals when they were deemed terrorist organizations in the Middle East versus the ones that are here right now poisoning our streets? That's what the whole conversation is about.
Yeah, and nailed it. And here's Tim Burchett following that up with another little interesting tidbit that would be cut 8. Representative Tim Burchett on the same deal.
Hey everybody, Tim Burchett, just leaving the briefing with Secretary Hegseth and Secretary Rubio and military leaders about the legality of these strikes on these drug dealers that are pumping poison into our streets. I was glad to hear it's actually a 3-tier system. Can't go into all the details, but every step of the way there's lawyers making sure that what they're doing is legal. What the press isn't reporting is that there's several of these have just been introductions where they just seized the boats and the drugs and nobody got killed because one of those 3 areas was not did not fulfill that, so they just had to stop them. And guess what? Every one of them, they were carrying drugs, but they couldn't prove that they were part of a terrorist organization or otherwise. So I'm very pleased. Oddly enough, I think they've killed it's less than 100 drug dealers or pushers or whatever you want to call them. In that, it's about averages. It seems like about a little over 3 people per strike, and in that time, I just can't imagine the thousands of people that have lost their lives or had to get Narcan and go back. But anyway, thank y'all for sitting here.
All right, so this whole thing, the Democrats, including Tim Kaine, Democrats like Chuck Schumer, keep trying to make into some kind of scandal. This is the whole thing that Sedition 6 gave orders. Oh, you shouldn't be obeying illegal orders. And this is all what they were trying to do. What did you just hear both of these people say? Number one, let's go back to the Obama years. 500 different strikes, 3,700 people killed. Under Obama, using the same powers that Donald Trump, Pete Hegseth are using, not one bit of fuss. And by the way, Obama killed a U.S. citizen in this, and Obama's orders. And there was no hoop-de-hoo, oh, too bad, oh, poor shipwrecked or car-wrecked man didn't have a chance. Nothing. Then you have Tim Burchett, and this is new information. Not all of these interdictions have been lethal affairs. They have caught people alive because they could not prove.
The James Golden Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The James Golden Show, entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Contend.
So I had to go around the country and educate people about what immigrants do for this country, or the fact that we are a country of immigrants.
Right.
The fact is, ain't none of y'all trying to go and farm right now. Okay, so I'm lying. Raise your hands. You're not. We done picking cotton. We are. You can't pay us enough to find a plantation.
I know that's right. Let's get them immigrants to pick that cotton. I know that's right. Oh, my friends, we're going to leave you today. But before we do, I got to tell you, we're playing Coltrane. Not because there's any history of it, because Philip has one of the coolest shirts I have ever seen in my life. As soon as I walked in, I said, oh, man. It's a Coltrane shirt that is a rare issue shirt that comes out, and on the back of it, it deals with, it has reference to a Love Supreme. It took me a minute, by the way, to really get to Love Supreme. First time I heard it, it hurt my ears. And then I figured it out, and I'm like, oh my, this is genius. Anyway, we gotta go. Philip with the Coltrane. So we just said we're gonna play some John Coltrane today. We're not gonna pick no cotton, because we don't pick no cotton. But we're playing some Coltrane. Gotta go. May God bless, protect each and every single one of you, your families, your loved ones. Love and gratitude, my friends, for your being here with me and allowing me to be with you. God willing, back tomorrow for the Wednesday edition of Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour. Until then, I bid you adieu. Bye.
Thanks for listening to The James Golden Show. You can hear The James Golden Show Saturday mornings at 7. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
Take my my word for it. I live there. Come to Florida. Get pre-approved right now with my guy Michael Kotze. Call him at 561-441-2730. He's got Choice Mortgage and a great real estate team. Get pre-approved right now. Michael Kotze, 561-441-2730. Buy in Florida right now. Don't wait. Save money on state taxes. Make your move today with Choice Mortgage. Trust me, Florida is waiting. This guy's so good, he did my commercials in Florida too. Mike Kotze, 561-441-2730. A ride.